Hello everyone, this is RaySpace and welcome back to Realism Overhaul Sandbox in Kerbal Space Program 1.12. In this video I ask and attempt to answer the question, can the Scramspike land on the surface of Titan, Saturn's largest moon, and get back into orbit around Titan? It is a space plane and Titan has an atmosphere. However, Titan's atmosphere is thicker, has a lot of density, which means a lot more drag, and it also has a methane nitrogen atmosphere, not an oxygen nitrogen atmosphere like we have on Earth, and as such the jets and scramjet on the Scramspike do not work on Titan. I could reconfigure it, but to be honest, methane isn't exactly super useful to breathe in a lot of the time because the oxygen is the heavier part, so if you're going to be carrying the oxygen, it's worse. Like right now we're carrying a surplus of hydrogen, and that's because, well, we run the jets on hydrogen in this case instead of like kerosene or jet fuel or something like that. So we have a lot of hydrogen, and that takes up a lot of space. That's a downside. But it's relatively light compared to the oxygen. The oxygen is much, much heavier. And so it's nice that the Scramspike around Earth can breathe in the oxygen, which is the heavier part, and we can deal with the fact that it needs to carry the hydrogen, at least that's lighter, even though it's voluminous. So that's the situation. We can't really do that on Titan. We have to actually carry the full oxygen for the jets, and in that case, I think I'd rather just run the rocket engines, to be honest. The jets have limited capability, but the downside to the rocket engines is that they don't have a whole lot of duration. They have a lot of thrust-weight ratio. We probably only want 2. So I'm going to put 2 on, and that'll feed into other things that I want to do later. I think I have tested it out with 2 so that it isn't really imbalanced, even though that's a big difference in the tail there. So these are the Aerospikes. So now we have 2, not as much thrust-weight ratio, but we really don't need that around Titan. And we don't need any more of the jet fuel, so we can cut down on that. And that leaves us with 5,231 here if we are at 30% of the hydrogen. I don't know if that's the exact mix, probably not. Let's try a different number. Okay, so that's nearly pure rocket fuel. So we're at 240 tons like that. Pretty darn heavy. Pretty darn heavy. So that's another reason. Titan has a thick atmosphere, but this generally relies on its sheer power to actually go up, as opposed, I mean, it does have lift, but it's not that great. Anyway, well, we are going to cheat it over there and see how it goes. Okay, so there is our space plane. Quite a bird. And I'm gonna send it over to Titan. But I'm just gonna do the retro burn and then tell it to go into the atmosphere to a certain height, so that we don't waste time. So I just want to make sure that we use the fuel that we would use to deorbit, and probably a little bit more for RCS, but we'll set that aside for now. So we get set position, Titan, I don't know, around here somewhere. Altitude, let's say 2,000. No easing. I'll try to land it. Pitch 0 will be fine. And let's say heading 90. Okay. We would probably be plunging down or something. Aerodynamics should be helpful. Atmospheric autopilot is probably a good idea. I don't know what the stall speed of this is here at Titan. Well, I'm using a lot of pitch authority right now, and it's not pitching up anymore. Oh, atmospheric autopilot's limiting it. No, go away, atmospheric autopilot. No, stop. I lost the body flap. That was atmospheric autopilot's fault. It wasn't letting me pitch up the right amount, and then I had to panic right at the end. Okay, well, anyway, let's get to a stop here. I think the oops, I wanted this. Yeah, just the body flap. Probably okay. It is a big part of our ability to pitch, though. Well, the canards are there. Okay, so now we have to use the engines to try to get back up. Now maybe kill rotation was messing around with it. I'll say SAS for now. Okay, up we go. We don't need a whole lot, that's for sure. Should I try to be aerodynamic? I don't even know. Should I try to get lift? Drag is pretty severe. I'm gonna try turning one of them off. That's a little bit imbalanced, they'll need to yaw a bit, but I can't throttle them down enough. And planes have the big vertical stabilizers so that if they lose an engine, they are still stable, so that's okay. Now with the rocket version of getting off of the surface, we were trying to limit drag to like 6 kilonewtons. But this is also much more powerful and heavier. Trying to get as little thrust as possible right now. Oh, need to retract the landing gear. Don't know if it actually changes the drag or not. Not really. The landing gear doesn't seem to do anything to the drag. Whether actually trying to angle like this in order to get lift is better than just going straight up, I'm not sure. The fact that we're using an Aerospike is probably a good idea around here. The density of the atmosphere makes that positive, I think. Okay, well, 15 kilometers, 67 meters per second. Still lots of drag. Trying to get to 90. But of course, we're firing the engine on one side, so that's pushing us to the left. Probably I shouldn't have had RCS on at all, even. I'm just gonna pitch up more. I think the strategy should have been just to go straight up, probably. Okay, well, now my best efforts at throttling are not really doing enough, so I'm gonna just try and go straight up, because... Yep. I can't throttle down enough to stop it. If we could replace some of the hydrogen volume with actual hydrolox mix, this would have tons of extra delta V, but I didn't want to do that because that would entail changing the tanks quite a lot. And we do still want it to do its normal business. Locally, we're past the speed of sound here. Still a tenth of an atmosphere basically here. And we are soon not going to have enough for orbit. I think lift is something we want later on, like right now, rather than earlier on. Okay, yeah, we need a little bit more. So I'm gonna revert to launch, and then we're going to set it up again. But this time I'll go straight up with it. Okay, so first, the retro burn. Okay, more than enough, I'm sure. And then setting position so that we're headed into the ground. Not into the ground, but to the ground. We may be going too slow. This may qualify as a stall around here. Oh, I guess the RCS... The RCS is active, but the RCS doesn't even work around here at this... Oh, I lost the body flap again. Okay, so that's just going to be me. We need to come... Oh no, I lost all of the... Okay, we have to do that again. We have to come in a lot faster. We just didn't have enough speed. So much more landing speed this time. Come on. Come on, don't smash into the ground this time. I'm still trying to get the... I still got the body flap. Okay, but just the body flap. Landing on Titan without the runway or whatever. But I really think I'd probably need engines on a little bit or something for control. We'll have to think about small engines or something. Or just... Well, the RCS thrusters can't do it because the ISP is not good enough. But something needs to happen. But alright. Still doesn't really hinder our goal. Let's continue. Okay, up, roll down. Okay, up it goes at about 47 meters per second. Okay, past 10 kilometers now. Still sort of getting 300 kilonewtons of drag. But yeah, straight up is definitely better. Okay, at 24 kilometers, the atmospheric density is still higher than Earth's. Still holding at about 270 to 300 kilonewtons of drag here. And firing that one engine. Okay, we are about to break the local sound barrier. That's Mach 1. Can't avoid it. I can't throttle down much more than this. Atmospheric Autopilot definitely has a different idea of how to deal with the one offset engine right now. I don't like it. I wonder... Let me make sure that these are closed. Oh, the air intakes were open. And they were creating drag. Well, the bottom one wasn't open, thankfully. Uh-oh. We were rolling all over the place now. Let's get an RCS, maybe. Uh-oh. Now that I closed the air intake, something bad happened. Why is it acting like this just because I closed the air intake? Okay, alright. Well, I guess the air intakes were keeping it stable because they were producing so much drag? I don't know. Okay, let's, okay, well, I don't know if anything will lead me to be able to land it safely, but we'll try again. Okay, pulling up. This time I think we had enough horizontal speed, but maybe too much. Are we down? Yeah, I think we're down. Okay. Safe landing, though. The brakes really aren't slowing us down. This time we have a body flap. Is that a good thing? Oh, we got a hop. Oh no! Come on, stop trying to destroy me. That hop was totally unnecessary. Still trying to take out the body flap, I bet. Well, if I had the air intakes open, the brakes would work really well. Let me see. Okay. Atmospheric autopilots disengaged. SAS. Alright, well, let's try this. Don't want to kill the body flap now. Alright. Oh. We do have a tendency to one side, even though I have both engines on. That's not great. Oh yeah, the drag is going up really fast. Okay, can you keep balanced, please? Okay, so 183 kilonewtons. We're going much faster. Hopefully on balance that's a good trade-off. All due to the air intakes. The air intakes really are the best air brakes. Okay, about to crack the sound barrier here again. And that's Mach 1 at 52 kilometers altitude. Well, drag is low enough, I'll start trying to go horizontal. Because I don't want to go too far away from prograde, and it takes a while for it to follow us. As we go higher, of course, the aerodynamic surfaces can't hold us anymore with the engine firing in on one side, so gonna have to worry about that. I can turn on the RCS, but well, the RCS efficiency at least is okay now. But I don't know how much it can hold this with the thrust that we have here. The Aerospike engines do not gimbal much. We have plenty of delta V now, thanks to the fact that I closed the air intakes. So maybe I should just activate both engines, try to get us a good apoapsis, and then get to that apoapsis, and then, you know, circularize. The old-fashioned way, as it were. Okay, so it's balanced, but we are accelerating more and getting more drag. But I think we have the delta V for it. Okay, well, that's probably high enough apoapsis that we'll keep it, maybe? We'll keep it outside the atmosphere, which is 600 kilometers. We'll see. Yeah, as long as I point prograde, it doesn't diminish too much. Okay, we're close enough to apoapsis. And ignition. Okay, and that's orbit. That's orbit with 1,390 left, so that's pretty good. And we didn't even have to use the jets. Honestly, I don't think they would have been that helpful. That's the problem. I thought about making jets that could breathe in the methane from Titan's atmosphere, but again, not only is that not super useful because the oxygen is the heavy part, but also we can't go that fast anyway. So we would need really tiny jets, I guess, but this works too. So here we are in orbit, still pretty hefty, 97 tons. The Scramspike around Titan. There you have it. So with that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do press like. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.